We got a buddy. His name is Jeff Hellman, and he has, to my way of thinking, one of the greatest T-shirts of all time. And he was wearing that T-shirt when I first met him. The T-shirt reads, "I bring nothing to the table." And that's what I'm doing today. Although we do have a little Trump and Stephen A. Smith going at it. And it looks like Stabby Boy has been found guilty. So we'll talk about that and some other stuff on the One More and I'm Out of Here podcast. I'll stop being an Islamophobe when they stop cutting people's heads off. You know what I'm saying?
Islamophobe.
Islamophobe, whatever the fuck you call it. That's when I'll stop. Hey, welcome to the podcast. Here we are, hot as balls out. When did that happen?
Like overnight.
Sunday it started, and it's just
God,
nasty.
It just took us forever to get here.
It's nasty.
Oh, and then the humidity
I'll never bitch about it, though, because I would rather be hot than
I would rather be hot than cold.
I don't know. This is pretty hot. This is pretty hot.
It's okay. I mean,
bitched all winter about how fucking
you suffer
wet
more
the
than
weather
most because
Is
you've got
wait,
that.
Wait, go ahead.
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
Permanent fur coat on.
Okay, I thought it was going to be a fat shot. Thought we were going the fat angle, but no, we went the hairy angle. That's fine.
Well, is that a fact?
I mean, what?
It's
That
a
I'm
fact.
hairier than you?
You're hairier than most people on the planet.
I don't know about
Most people in the human species.
I've seen hairier,
well,
usually at
but
the
not
zoo.
most.
Usually behind a cage.
Usually it's a zoo.
But, that's all right. It's fine. I'm not that hairy.
Yeah, you're all right.
I mean,
You're all right.
am I hairy? Jason, do you think
It is
I'm hairy?
amazing.
Jason, am I hairy?
Yes.
It is amazing how fast the news cycle moves. The first thing I did this morning was I looked at the New York Post because I knew Trump was going to be at the Knicks and the Spurs game.
Yeah. Which is blocked. Do you know that game? You cannot get it on DirecTV.
No, I didn't know that.
No, I'm not a big NBA fan. Shocker. But you cannot. They're having like a dispute with ABC. Or was it CBS? ABC, I think.
I did not know that.
Anyway,
Our friend James says you fuckers don't even know the definition of hot. We were actually just talking about
James
that right
was
before we
just
went live.
talking about you, actually. So yeah, and I did say you haven't seen hot till you've been down in Louisiana.
You did say that.
It's just it's another.
That
level.
was our conversation before we.
But it's pretty gross out there now, and it's getting close. It's getting really close.
No, we got all the heat and humidity that I need right here. And
It got brutal on Sunday, and yesterday wasn't particularly great. And
although I will take the heat over the cold any day.
I don't know. You can always put a jacket on.
But
you can't
being
take your
cold
skin
just
off.
sucks.
Well, it does. But I mean,
It just sucks.
I can't sleep when I hear my air conditioner just keep running.
You can at least when it's hot out.
Cha-ching, cha-ching,
That's
cha-ching.
all I see.
Oh
All
my
I see is
God.
the meter spinning around in my head. I'm like, wait, how fast is it spinning now?
Air conditioning is a luxury.
It is. How did people?
It has
Let me
become,
ask you a question.
It has become. When I was a kid, we didn't have air.
You didn't
conditioning
have
in my
air
house.
conditioning?
No.
Seriously? Where did you sleep?
We slept. We had my dad had those box fans, and put them in the window.
Oh, the face.
And it would, they would blow the air, so it would exhaust, blow the hot air out the window. I could never figure out why isn't.
Because pulling in hotter air.
No, it blew the air out.
Yeah.
So the hot air is in the room and blew it outside.
Well, it's not like it was.
I could never figure out why. It took me a while when I was a kid, I was like, the fan's blowing the wrong way. And he's like, no, the hot air. We want the hot air to blow out.
You were obviously a smart child. Prodigy.
Well, it took me a little while. I figured it out eventually.
I don't understand.
But we grew up in a house with no air
So
conditioning.
you watch the videos I was watching, since there's nothing, 300 channels, there's nothing on. I've been watching, there's a lot of World War II flicks, and you see these people wearing wool suits, right? Walking around.
Do you know why there's a lot of World War II flicks on?
I was going to, no, I don't. Go ahead. Let's go down
Because
this rabbit hole.
this past weekend was the anniversary of D-Day.
No, yes, it was. And I checked our feed, and I think I'm the only one that posted about it, but that's all right. I'm not judging you.
I did like your post
I'm not judging you.
where you mentioned that our fellow Democrats here in Ohio.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
didn't bother to recognize.
So it was the anniversary of D-Day, right?
Yes.
And you would think that between the Ohio Democrat Party, the Hamilton County Democrat Party, or either of our two new trustees here in Anderson Township would maybe put a post up saying, remembering the sacrifices of those,
recognize the veteran,
listen,
freedom.
I mean, that thing,
like that.
If you study history, as I do, and as you do, and Jason does as well.
Who did Americans defeat in World War II?
It was the Mongols. It was the Mongol hordes. And it was close there. It was very close.
It started in Santiago.
Santiago, Wales, vagina.
German for Wales, vagina.
So, I mean, listen, I've read, and I'm sure you have as well. Eisenhower had 2 speeches prepared because they were not sure this thing was going to work. And it was delayed because the weather sucked and they got a little window there, which is a miracle. But I mean, the point is just, I'm not saying it was, what is it now? 85? What year is that?
I think it is 85 years.
85?
I
believe so.
44? No, 82. 82.
80 something.
82.
Been a long time.
So the 26 is, it's a long time. It's a very, very long time. I get it. How long are we going to necessarily, but 82 years is such, it changed the world.
I was just going to say, it changed
the world. It changed the outcome of the war. Maybe the war, I changed the duration of the war. And at the end of the day, you could say outcome because Germany was getting really close on some of their really bad weapons, their wonder weapons. But anyhow, another story. The fact of the matter is just a simple post. How hard is it to post? How hard is it to go online, grab a photograph, type up a thing and say, thinking of those that sacrificed so much, because the losses on that day, the first wave was horrendous. It was just absolutely horrendous.
And you probably don't even have to do it yourself. You could have,
Grok
call up your staff member and say, hey, take care of this for me.
Yeah. But somebody on the Democrat side now, to their credit, our new chairman posted something that was nice. Our state chairman posted on the Republican side, posted something nice. But the Democrats, because this is, I don't know if you've heard, this is Pride Month, and all they can seem to do is post things about pride and rainbows and unicorns and LGBTQ plus skyhook events, and it's annoying to me. And I commented on it. I was like, you would just think, hey, because there's there's liberals that are veterans. Not every veteran is conservative. I've met a lot of liberal veterans, and I question, whatever. But I was kind of put off by it. I was like, just a simple remembering. You just fake it. You didn't even have to mean it, but I think you should acknowledge it. So I was kind of annoyed, but I live in a perpetual state of some semblance of annoyance.
Yeah. When I broke my ribs and I was down and out and all doped up,
you were watching.
I watched a show. It was a series called The Man in the High Castle.
Oh yeah.
Very
that was
very
about
interesting
what
series.
If America went Nazis won the war.
Yeah, if the outcome of the war was different.
Yeah, it was an interesting.
Half of America would speak German.
Yeah,
half would speak Japanese.
Oh.
Dang.
And then it was like a whole alternate reality type thing. And very, very strange towards the end, but it was neat. It was just something different. But
Benjo wa doko desu ka?
There you go.
Ooh,
you'd fit right in California.
Does that mean how much? What does that mean? How much?
No, that means
where's your bathroom?
Where is the bathroom?
Oh, I didn't know that
in Japanese.
I just took a fucking guess.
I thought it meant for Dan.
That was the first thing.
That's a pretty safe.
That was the first thing I learned how to say when I went to Japan.
How do you say how much?
I don't know. I've forgotten a lot of the Japanese phrases. And I know. You know what you say?
If you want a candy bar, how much? How much for a sandwich?
I just say how much.
That was it.
Usually it has a little yen symbol on it. You fish around, find some yen in your pocket.
No, so I mean, I was kind of put off by the fact they couldn't just acknowledge the fact. I do study. I love all those shows. World War II in Color is like one of my favorite documentaries, and I think probably because that British guy's voice is so captivating.
Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. You watch Band of Brothers.
I was watching the one with Tom Hanks. And look, Tom Hanks is
narrating a series as well. That you're right.
That's what sucks about people like Tom Hanks and De Niro.
Yeah,
and all these really good.
You
want
to like them.
I want to like them. I can appreciate their work. I can appreciate their talent.
But they speak.
But when it comes to their politics, man, it just turns you off. Why do they have to do that? I mean, that when I was in high school, I listened to a lot of Bruce Springsteen back then. I've never been to a Bruce Springsteen show.
Well, you can't afford it.
You mean Megan Rappione?
No, Bruce Springsteen.
Well, I can't tell them apart.
There's some similarities.
I mean, if you've got $2 or $3 grand in your pocket, you could go. Dan.
I've never seen the two of them at the same time.
I think they could be doppelgangers. I mean, they could have switched places.
He cut his hair like her.
I'm not a Bruce Springsteen fan. I never have been. Some of this, it's just upsetting, like you said.
It's like Sean Penn, terrific, unbelievably talented actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
just
Spicoli?
Yeah.
Well,
just a complete moron when it comes to Harrison Ford the same way.
Oh, you don't have to listen. All they have to do is read the lines. It's not like many of them.
Well, that's obvious when it comes to them speaking for themselves.
You just have to read the lines. So it doesn't mean they're smart. They're just they know how to read the lines and pretend.
But the problem is they don't know how to read a fucking room. Shut your mouth. Vote how you want to vote. But take your fucking platform somewhere else.
Listen, and on the other side, I don't, there's conservative actors, then I don't like them any, I would hate to say this, but I mean, I try to separate them. I try to just watch them for the performance, but when they do go out on a limb, it does ruin it for me. I mean, but I don't go run and watch the conservative ones just because they're conservative. I respect the fact they're doing a craft. They're acting, and some are better at it than others. But I do. There are certain ones that when they come on, I'm like, change it, not watching it. If Barbara Streisand comes on the radio, not watching it. Jane Fonda movie, not watching it.
No use for Fonda.
Unless it's Barbarella, because I feel like that's not a bad flick. If you've ever seen Barbarella, in its day, it was a pretty good flick. Did you ever see Barbarella?
Our friend,
I do not. I cannot.
I've never
conjure up a scene from Barbarella in my head.
You could Google.
Is that a Jane Fonda vehicle? Is that Barbara Streisand?
It was a Jane Fonda, I think.
Was it Jane Fonda?
Yeah, it was Jane Fonda. It was not Barbara Streisand. I never liked Barbara Streisand. Never.
I was never a fan of Barbara Streisand.
Never liked
Fox said Gene Simmons. I'm not a huge Kiss fan, but damn, that dude's smart. And I don't know if you saw his take on just exactly what we're talking about. Like, I don't understand why these people are sticking their nose in politics. Just vote the way you want to vote. Keep your fucking mouth shut.
Keep your mouth shut. I mean, if you make your bread and butter, speaking of one guy that's not keeping his mouth shut politically, and maybe we can ask McGee about how he's doing, because I think James Carville's lost his. I think he's absolutely needs to be committed somewhere.
He's swirling the drain on Trump derangement.
The guy has lost his.
He's got it bad.
I was just
got it very
literally
bad.
Today. I was just talking to a guy at work, and he aligns with us. I mean, he would fit in very well, but
he's an independent.
He goes, I'm not into elder abuse by any means, but he goes, if I was walking down the street and James Carville was right there, he goes, I would kick him right in the fucking knee and drop him to the ground and then stomp him.
I've been watching the guy, and
he's losing his shit,
and he's married to what's her face.
We don't advocate violence on the one more.
Absolutely not.
I'll just put it this way: if he was crossing the street, I'm not sure I would stop. I don't know. I'd step on the accelerator, but I probably wouldn't stop. Be like, eh.
But he's literally losing his mind, and these rants that he's putting out on fucking TikTok and Instagram, and I mean, they're entertaining to watch because I'm waiting for him to blow a
he just keeps going further and further down the deep end, man. I mean,
Can I make a brief aside here? This is a good looking.
This whole show's an aside.
This is a good looking shirt. I didn't realize how good looking.
Matches the thing you have on the back of the Tesla.
Jason, can I get your 2 bits on the shirt?
I do like your shirt.
Thank you. You know who made it?
You.
Exactly. I hope someone in America.
I've got my Freedom Mania 250 shirt, and I got my Thomas Jefferson shirt in the mail the other day.
I hope that blank didn't come from China.
No, it didn't.
Okay. All right.
We're checking the tag before you leave.
You want to go tag for tag, buddy?
American made?
I'll check yours. You check mine.
Oh, whoa. We'll definitely get booed
mine
off
was probably
YouTube
made
for
in
that.
Bangladesh or something.
No, this is definitely made in
All right.
America.
Falk said Pappas was made in China.
It's not made in China. That's a lie. That's a dirty lie.
Dirty lie.
Dirty lie. So anyway, it's hot out. I hope everybody's enjoying the summer-ish. It's here. It came with a vengeance the last couple of days. Lots going on. You know, when things get hot, people get a little nutty, and crime jumps. We don't need any more crime in Cincinnati.
Yeah, we have our fair share of shootings.
Dan slept without air conditioning. I don't know how that's possible.
No, I know. I did not. I
Yeah,
turned the
you
air
said-
conditioner when
no,
I was
no,
a
no,
kid.
no, when you were a kid.
When I was a kid,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
was
I don't know
just-
how that's possible. And I mean, and you distracted me, which is normal.
Yeah.
I was saying, if you watch the films from the 40s and during the air conditioning was non-existent.
Yeah.
Yet people settled in towns like Houston and New Orleans, and they didn't go out in shorts. They wore suits out, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
They
man,
were sweating their balls off. back
they
then.
were. You wonder why they were so thin. Because they were sweating all the time. So
It's interesting when you see those clothes from back in the turn of the century or the 1920s or something.
small.
Like, there's no way I could fit into that.
No, you couldn't put one leg. Seriously,
Absolutely
not
not.
one leg. I mean, like a big man.
We had a
back
lot
then-
of skinny people walking around.
a large men back then was like
They were
100
sweating their balls off.
120. A big man, like someone big, was probably like 130, 140.
Yeah.
That's it.
A lot of dehydration.
I haven't seen you cut my leg off. I still wouldn't be 140. Take the whole leg. But anyway, yeah,
the leg's probably 140 by itself.
it probably is, and that's fine. But I mean, I shake my head. Cars did not have air conditioning, and I mean, I couldn't imagine. So thank God the modern conveniences we have today.
Thank God for ChatGPT. The rough estimates for the adult male in the 1920s, 5'7" to 5'8",
Holy shit.
140 to 155 pounds with a
Dang.
waist of 30 to 32.
Well, a lot of that is nutrition. So a lot of that was the fact that as when
That's
you
me.
started,
That's me in high school.
Today, it went up to approximately 5'9",
that's
200 pounds, 40-inch waist.
So the 2 out of 3 of us at this table are above average. Then
I'm
Above
30.
average.
above average.
I'm a 34.
I'm just saying we're above average.
Got a 32-inch waist.
Yeah, when you put that fucking ratchet strap on, it
I've got pants that are size 32. I can't fit in them, but they're still hanging in the closet.
One day.
yeah,
One day.
You keep telling yourself one
I'm
day.
getting
man,
back to that fighting weight.
6 months from
Can't-
now, you know what? My New Year's resolution. I'm gonna
Hey,
fit in these.
listen, let me
bitches.
tell you something. Don't listen. I'm a cancer thyroid survivor. So
God bless
show me some.
Here we go.
Show me some. This is if you want to make fun of me because of that, that's fine.
Here we go.
But I think it's important.
Every fat
No one's
person.
making-
Every fat person had a thyroid problem. That's the fucking excuse.
thyroid or metabolism,
It's so
something
true.
like that.
It's like
He just had to go that extra mile and throw the C
I
word
just thought
on
you
there.
were big boned.
I have a big bone. Somewhere.
Not true.
Somewhere.
I'm
Oh, for God's
Someone did
sake.
say I was big bone. I don't think I am, but whatever. They go, "You're not fat. You're big bone." I'm go. That's what fat people say.
All right. So, Keith, you're all excited about the dust up between Stephen A. Smith and the Trumpster. What is going on there? Because I actually look, Stephen A. Smith,
It's your buddy.
he's not everybody's cup of tea. I've never met him. I would like to meet him. I'd like to have him on the show sometime. But he when it comes to he's got a great memory. He's got a great recall. He can remember a lot of names, a lot of facts and figures. When it comes to sports, when it comes to politics, when it comes to entertainment, I mean, he just has a great recall and a great memory for a lot of that stuff. Now, some of the stuff, if you fact check him on a lot of stuff, he's not exactly 100% on the facts
He's
all the
skirting
time.
the edge.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's like right there. He's so
But I think a
close.
lot of times he gives some pretty good takes on stuff.
So I saw this story and it was just something different, just to kind of move things in a different direction for a second.
We're
But
very broad.
this headline is a little bit deceiving, though. Just as you were talking about Stephen A. not being like quite on point. Says Trump torches Stephen A. Smith's presidential hopes after Knicks lose Game 3 with Trump at Madison Square Garden. So, and I've heard him been asked, about politics and a potential presidential run and this, and it's been very vague and just kind of he'll hit on it and then he'll go away from it. I don't know. I'll think about it. Shit like that. Just
Not much to think about.
So
my own personal thought on that is he's doing that. He's stringing that along just strictly for the entertainment value.
absolutely.
Look, he's making so much money from ESPN right now. He does. There's no way he wants to take the pay cut.
Right. So this article reads, President Donald Trump took a shot at Stephen A. Smith's constant White House flirtations Monday night after the ESPN commentator said he'd blame Trump if the New York Knicks lost Game 3 of the NBA Finals because Trump went. And so the article reads, well, the Knicks lost, and Trump had a response. So it says, after attending Game 3, Trump spoke with reporters before boarding Air Force One to head back to D.C. Fox News Digital and Outkick asked Trump about Smith, who has repeatedly floated the idea of running for president, saying Trump would be responsible if the Knicks lost. Trump's reply was, I think he's a nice guy, but you need a certain aptitude to run for president. You need a high IQ. I'm not sure Stephen has that.
Well,
I don't think he does, actually.
now,
I wouldn't call that torching.
Do you have the clip of Stephen A. Smith actually saying that?
No, but I can try to find
where
one.
he's banging Trump, because I would like to. I would bet
I'll try to find it.
He's saying that in a humorous, tongue-in-cheek way.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely.
So this is not serious back and forth between.
It's just the fodder back and forth, and
I love it.
And all the reporters, they heard it, so they're like, "Ooh, we got a chance to talk to Trump. All right, we're going to ask him about it."
Yeah,
and then Trump, in typical Trump fashion,
sure,
just fires away, which I think it's hilarious.
Did he stay for the whole game? Because I didn't watch.
I don't know. I don't watch NBA, so I have no idea.
I'm like Jason. I don't watch.
I hate
not because the NBA
I know he was there for the national anthem.
Yes, I saw that part, but I didn't know if he stayed for the whole game. And look, the NBA to me stopped being watchable when with the addition of cheerleaders and pyrotechnics. As soon as they went down that route, I think the last time I watched the NBA, Houston was in the finals and had won like their third championship, and they had Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson. And then, so that's dating myself. Most people are like, who? I do miss the days of Larry Bird and, the bad boy of the Pistons. That was kind of fun to watch. In Chicago with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. But nowadays it's just, I don't know. They seem to have, the game is not nearly as enjoyable to watch anymore for me.
And so there's context further in the story that, Smith tried to argue that his position was not political, which, I mean, to Dan's point, and I agree. He said he would feel the same way if Barack Obama, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, or Ronald Reagan attended the game. And then whoever this author is, maybe. But then there's another hypothetical scenario to consider. Smith has spent more than a year openly flirting with a potential 2028 presidential run. He has said he has no choice but to consider it. No choice in quotes, by the way.
Give me a break.
He has repeatedly commented that people connected in politics tell him he should run for president and that he could win. If there's anyone on planet Earth who believes President Stephen A. Smith would skip a Knicks NBA Finals game at Madison Square Garden, come on.
No, he would be there. He would definitely be there.
Smith is more likely to demand that the Secret Service allow him to sit courtside than he has to sit in the White House and watch the game from afar. He probably wouldn't stop there. Fans would expect to see Smith at every NBA Finals game at Madison Square Garden, possibly every game in the entire series. So that's what made Trump's snarky response hit so hard, according to the article. I thought it was kind of funny. I like when you get like banter back and forth like this, and especially
that's good banter.
Especially two loudmouths. I mean, Stephen A. Smith's one of the biggest loudmouths, and so is Donald Trump.
Stephen A. Smith ought to have Trump on his show.
I think
that would be kind of fun. Two New Yorkers going back and forth at each other.
Which reminds me, did you see any of the Kristen Welker interview where Trump walked out on her?
I saw bits and pieces of what's out there.
I mean, can you believe her? Mr. President.
She's suspended, right?
I came all the way to Wisconsin.
I flew all the way.
As if that's some sort of hardship.
That's called your fucking job.
To get on probably a chartered aircraft or a private aircraft, fly to Wisconsin.
I think chartered.
Get whisked to the location where they're going to do an interview. It's pouring down rain. They're in a barn with a metal roof. You can hear the rain.
Oh, it was obnoxious.
And then all she's got to do, and look, she doesn't ask questions the way she's asking questions to try and elicit any information or anything that is going to better inform her viewers. The only reason she is doing that is because when she goes back to the office, she wants to get a bunch of high fives from the people she works with
Sure.
and other people in the business in her position and say, yeah, you really got him on that one, girl.
Well, you could see.
Yeah, you really let him have it on that one, that bastard.
You know,
you showed him who was boss.
If you have any doubt,
that's all. Savannah Guthrie's the same way.
If you have any doubt, look at her face, the shots of her face during that interview, and she goes into just full blown TDS as he's like, you know what, I'm done, and he walks away, and then she just gets like animatedly angry.
But the thing is, he had already given her like 55 minutes. I mean, think about that. That's the president of the United States. You're acting as if he's walking out. He's done with your shit after 55 minutes.
I don't know why he did it.
Or almost an hour of putting up with your shit.
I don't know why he did it. Honestly, I don't know why he did it. I mean,
he gives interviews to everyone.
I would not sit down with she demonstrated. She hasn't demonstrated prior to this that she has any ability to be
but it's
objective.
Probably like the fourth or fifth time she's interviewed him.
She's meet the press, correct?
Meet the press.
So what bothered me the most about it, and granted, I'm by no means a fucking expert or a whiz, but there is a way to take out that fucking background noise of the rain hitting the fucking metal roof. I mean, it was monsooning, and it was very hard to even listen to the fucking interview. It was distracting. Some fucking audio engineer has the ability to take that fucking shit out. And you would think for Meet the Press,
they would have that
a national publication would be able to, or a national show would be able to fucking take that out.
I don't know. In the business, we call that nat sound. And
okay, well, it's fucking annoying.
But
in the biz.
But when you're watching the interview, I mean, and you know it in context that they're there in the middle of a rainstorm.
Who cares?
In a barn in Wisconsin with a metal roof.
I mean, the barn in Wisconsin, I'll give you. You got that, the imagery or whatever. But it was very distracting, very hard for me.
Well, I don't know.
It didn't
bother me that
in the
much.
whole context of that event. I think she lost, and I think he won. She's been suspended.
She has?
That's what
I missed that.
She's been suspended.
Because he called her and said, I'll do another interview with you.
She has been suspended because I believe NBC, was it NBC?
Yes.
NBC said.
NBC, Meet the Press.
That's great. Congratulations. In the biz, say that again. I think I might punch you. In the biz. They said she didn't show the level of respect the office of the president deserves, and they
she showed no respect whatsoever.
So I think that's what I read. Yeah. So I mean, unless that report was inaccurate, but hey, whatever. I don't think it moved the needle one way or the other. I don't think he lost. I don't think it, and this might surprise you, I don't like it when Trump loses it in front of people that he's going to probably lose it in front of. I think it plays into the other side's hands.
I don't know. Do you think he lost it, though?
I think he lost his cool. I think he definitely lost his cool a little bit. He had enough. He was tired of it. He was done.
And they were both just talking over each other. I just don't think it. I don't think it serves a purpose, and I don't understand why put yourself in that situation. You're not going to win any friends there, so why bother? He's trust me. Especially compared to the last president, the guy is in front of the media all the freaking time, all the time.
Yeah.
So Meet the Press, I mean, has, by its very definition, he's with the press. So that show is kind of rendered mute.
Yeah, but that's the thing I think with Trump is that he does so many interviews, and when you get someone like a Kristen Welker, or even a Brett Baer, or anyone from Fox News, and they have these sit-down interviews, if they're not airing live, then they go back, they take them back to the shop. There's editing that's done.
Is that in the biz?
There's there's things that are done before these things are presented on air.
Clip it.
And Trump had, by the time that interview airs, he's already done a half dozen other interviews. He's done live Q&As in the Oval Office or what have you. So the exclusivity of that particular interview loses its impact because he's already moved on from that information that he gave out. It's not like Joe Biden. Joe Biden would do that interview, and then you wouldn't see him for 4 or 5 days.
They put a lid on it. Put a lid on it.
Yeah,
put a lid on it. 2 o'clock,
11 o'clock in the morning. You put a lid on it.
Put a lid on it.
So Trump,
or you only saw him in his fucking basement in his fake
White House.
Trump scoops himself.
I know.
I mean, so it's not that big of a deal.
I don't like I said, I just don't like it because then people are like, see, he's unstable and blah, 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 and he's unhinged and I'm like,
no, he's fucking human. He gets mad.
He gets mad. I like
he's allowed.
He's allowed to get mad. I did see today the breaking news today.
I'd like to see him get a little bit more mad and deal with some other shit.
We're going to see what happens. As I was driving over here, I saw gas jump back up to $3.99. I was like, well, I thought he announced that there's going to be a peace deal in like 2 days. He said within 2 days or so that they're wrapping up a peace deal with Iran and the strait's going to be open. And he gave the deadline.
But then we just had an Apache supposedly taken out by the Iranians.
Yeah, there was a helicopter that was shot down.
Yep. Crew is okay.
But he said we've got to respond.
The first crewless rescue by an AI boat.
By a drone?
A drone boat.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
They drove a drone boat out there and rescued the crew of that Apache.
They were in the water for like roughly 2 hours.
Dang.
A crewless watercraft.
How about that?
That's pretty cool.
First time ever.
Well, I mean, I just like getting
fun fact.
Getting back. I just hope that turns out to be the case. It's Tuesday. If I would love to see some. There's so much going on with that stuff. Last week they were raining missiles on Israel, and I thought that's it. The Israelis are just going to lose it and bomb the crap out of them. That didn't happen. Trump told them to both stop. They both stopped. It's a weird situation, and I'm hopeful that by our next show, maybe we can announce something's done and it's positive to both us and the Israelis, and we can move on down the road.
It's exhausting trying to keep up with it all.
It is exhausting.
The daily,
exhausted.
What's going on. There's negotiations. There's not negotiations. There's missiles flying.
We're talking. We're not talking.
You know what's funny is you said you saw it jump up to $3.99. So when I was on my way home, coming off 32,
right,
Wawa was $3.54, and when I got to the corner, $3.99 at UDF. And
did you turn around and go back to Wawa?
No. I was in a hurry. I had to get back to
the show,
get this set up.
Well, another breaking news today, and I know we're going to touch on it. I don't know what order you want to go in.
I don't care.
All right.
We'll talk about your friend Carmelo.
So that verdict broke as we were kind of coming into the show today.
Didn't take long either.
3 hours
for the jury to figure that out.
For a very serious charge, it was didn't take long, and I'm absolutely stunned that if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there was a jury decision made in the Carmelo Anthony trial, and he was found guilty of murder, and that's that. And I posted on my page, and I'll say it here, there's nothing racial about this. It's sad. The saddest thing I think I've seen coming in here and perusing social media is there are a group of people that are making it racial, and they are rioting and causing mayhem outside because they say, it was self-defense.
You say rioting.
Well, I mean, they're kind of rioting. They're causing disruptions. I mean, not like a throwing bricks and rocks, but they're getting into scuffle. There's fights occurring.
Okay.
There's a lot of and there's people calling for civil unrest. And I don't understand why.
Well, that shouldn't happen.
Well, what could. I mean, I just what I don't understand, and I guess I'm getting a little tired of, but my patience level as I get older is waning. Not that it was a lot to begin with.
Wasn't your strong suit.
It was not.
Even in your younger days.
Why are you moving my thing?
Oh, because I'm just going to put a can in there.
So anyway, no, you can have it. Well, let's show it.
Let's show how it works.
So anyway, I don't understand why everything's racial. I mean, the simple fact of the matter, this is not a racial incident. This is not a racial case. There's nothing racial about it. You cannot, no matter what, if I disrespect you or disrespect Jason, if I lay hands on you, whatever, and I'm not choking you, I push you, whatever, you still don't have the right to take a knife out and stab me in the heart. Okay. You just don't do it. Like some people think that somebody's walking on your property. Don't you walk on my property, I'm going to shoot you. You don't have the right to shoot somebody walking on your property. If your life is threatened, that changes things. But someone trespassing, you cannot shoot. You will be held liable for excessive force, if not murder. So I don't understand why everything
Well,
these days is going down the racial path.
and they're claiming the self-defense.
He said, I heard his attorney floated the theory that the young man impaled himself on Carmelo's knife, by accident.
At a track meet. Why do you have a knife at a track meet?
Because you got to cut your shoelaces. Maybe.
I mean, let's start there. Like that's first and foremost.
So listen,
he was also somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be, and asked to leave 15 times at minimum.
I'm not going to comment at all because I think, nor should I think anybody should comment. You weren't in the jury box. You didn't see the evidence.
Right.
Okay. You don't know what was presented. You don't know the arguments that were made. If you jump to a conclusion on guilt or innocence based upon skin color, shame on you. Has nothing to do with skin color, has everything to do with the facts of the case. Simply a jury in Texas where this crime occurred found in, Dan said 3 hours, which is quick. On a murder case is pretty quick.
Yeah, that's what the article says.
Okay. Well, I mean, at the end of the
I
day,
know it happened fast.
It is, I will say, okay, justice was swift and whatever happens. There's no reason to interject race in this. Yes, the victim was white. The perpetrator was black. I could give a shit if the guy was green and the other guy was blue. Makes no difference to me. And I'm not any more pleased that it was a guilty verdict based on race, because that race had zero, to me at least, to do with it. Everything does not have to be racially motivated.
Well, there were no cameras in the courtroom, so everything about the trial is you have to read what reporters write, and everything that I read,
those sketch artists do a great job.
about these the number of witnesses, and there were, I guess, a high number of witnesses that saw and heard the confrontation.
They were there
between these two individuals.
Correct.
And I guess the main witness for the defense suggested to counsel during cross-examination that the young man, Carmelo Anthony, was surrounded by people before the stabbing took place. And then the prosecuting attorney said, do you want to rethink that? Or, are you telling me, telling us the truth? Are you remembering this the right way? And then it turns out there's actual video of the actual incident, and it showed that the testimony was wrong. And the prosecuting attorney asked the individual who was giving this testimony, he said, do you realize that you're wrong? And he said, yes.
Now, what do we call that in the legal jargon? In the biz, what do we call that when you lie on the stand? What do they call it?
Well, it's called perjury, but I think that this individual was either, I don't know if this person was coached or didn't realize
that there was video.
Yeah, and once he was confronted with the video evidence, then he said yes. He said that I'm mistaken. I've got my facts wrong, and that apparently was the turning point of the case.
So part of this
right
says
there.
Witnesses told jurors that Austin Metcalf eventually approached Anthony and asked him to move. One student testified that Anthony was asked to leave roughly 15 times. Whether that number's true or not, who knows? Multiple witnesses recalled Anthony responding with statements such as, touch me and you'll find out.
Touch me and you'll find out.
And if you want me to move, you have to move me. So it says several students testified that Anthony became increasingly aggressive as the exchange continued. One witness told juries it appeared Anthony was provoking Metcalf, while another testified it looked like Anthony was looking for a fight. Multiple witnesses said they did not believe Metcalf wanted to fight, with one recalling Metcalf saying, I'm not going to fight you at a track meet. So, and again, that's what a reporter's writing, and I agree with Dan. Like, that's what we have to go off of. But
okay, so again, what you're going to see in my prediction in the next few hours, days, is people causing a lot of civil unrest because they seem to think that this was a racial case.
It was happening yesterday. I don't know if you've watched videos of the people outside the courthouse.
I saw it today.
There was a black gentleman across the street saying the only good cracker is a dead cracker.
Okay, that seems racial.
I did see that video. Okay. I saw that one.
And they weren't even in deliberations yet.
Right. And
so it had been ramping up as the trial went on.
I mean, if this is where we're at, is
that a threatening statement when someone says that?
Am I a cracker?
The only good cracker is a dead cracker?
I feel more like a pita than a cracker.
I think the only good cracker is the one with peanut
cracker?
butter on it.
I mean, more like a pita.
A pita bread, yeah.
Yeah, pita bread. I'll go with that. I mean, you say good
Soft,
pita,
pliable,
pliable,
mushy.
Mediterranean. You know, the only good pita is a dead pita. I might take offense at that. Cracker, I'd be like, what are you talking about? A cracker?
No, I mean it's been ramping up, and it's a shame. It's a shame that area is going to have to fucking deal with it for.
Yeah,
That could be your new campaign slogan.
Everyone should have a pita.
Pappas, soft, plushy,
human pita. That's nice. That's nice. I'm campaign for what? I'm not running for anything. You know, look,
you might want to rethink that. Now that you have a slogan.
No, that's all that was missing. Trust me, that's it. I could have been so much more. Only had I had the right messaging. No, so, I mean, but look, okay, outside the courtroom, they're going to go nuts. I mean, it happened there. If I see people in downtown Cincinnati having a protest because of the Carmelo Anthony thing, I think they might lose it. And I mean lose it, meaning just like, what the F are you doing? You know, you're not there.
I don't think, hopefully this doesn't turn into a George Floyd moment.
Well,
I
think they're looking for
I don't think
one.
the trial in Texas has really captured the attention
I'm not sure
of the people here in Cincinnati. Do you think it has?
I'm thinking that the left.
I haven't seen anything reported on this locally.
Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
You know what this reminds me of? Actually, on a side note, this can. You know what this reminds me of? Jason, do you have any idea what this reminds me of?
No.
Do you know what they drove an ROV? They dove an ROV to the bottom of Lake Superior, deepest point, 1,200 and something feet. You know what they found?
A can of Natural Light.
A can of Bush beer. And they were like, "Look, man's reaches everywhere." I'm like, someone threw a can overboard and it floated to the bottom. You happen to find it. Big deal. But I thought it would be
sank to the bottom, not floated to the bottom.
Oh, yeah, well, whatever. Drifted, floated
up, floated
down.
to the bottom. Yeah. Do you know that Natural Light was the first beer in space?
Somebody's got to move their
I
phone.
didn't know, but I mean, Bush beer.
That's a scientific fact.
So
you hear me?
What?
Put that somewhere.
Why is it interfering?
Why?
Yeah. One of your guys is.
What's it interfering with?
It's not me.
It's crackling.
Mine can't be. So anyway, let's hope.
So you put it back.
Let's hope.
Is it okay over there?
I don't know.
It was here.
I mean, I guess we'll find out.
Is it okay?
I guess we'll find out.
And you know, this is interactions with police, which kind of leads us to our. When do you want to do that story about the? I had to design him a phone handler.
I said clip it because you were sitting over there like fucking Rain Man, adjusting your tchotchkes to the perfect way you wanted them. So I'm hoping it clips it into a fucking a short.
So when you say clip it, is that what it does?
Supposedly it'll grab that.
AI, brother. AI, artificial intelligence.
When do you want to talk about our idiot of the day? Was it idiot of the day? Dummy of the day?
Dumbass of the week.
And this involves our buddy James McGee.
Well, that's what got us on our Louisiana discussion.
It did. Yeah. Our guy James McGee. So yeah, Jason has a clip.
Let me remove
this. Is why you probably shouldn't run from the police ever. That's my opinion.
I wish this had sound.
Oh, the sound has to be horrendous.
Because I could only imagine what that cop was screaming and yelling and what that guy was screaming.
Oh, I can't imagine what that guy was screaming.
So the backstory says Louisiana man accused of DWI jumped off an interstate bridge into a swamp. He was attacked by an alligator, then kept running before police caught him. So they have body cam. So I'm going to play it. I mean, it's body cam, so it's not the clearest and greatest video, and the guy's arm blocks part of it. But so cops got his gun drawn. The dude's in this swamp, and you can see him swimming. He's trying to swim away. And I mean, with the video, I can't tell how far that is off the bank. But from right to left on the screen, all you see is just this fucking trail and then a bunch of splashing. And this gator is just cruising. But I guess the guy was able to get to the shore and get out and get away, and he kept running, but then he was finally apprehended. Now, I'd like to get, and James might know because James said it was close to him, get some follow-up and see like what this guy's injuries were. And then like, I'd like to talk to the cop. Have you ever seen anything like this?
There they go. Now they highlight the alligator coming in here in just a second, which helps on this video because, as you said, it's not the greatest video. But here we go.
I mean, that thing's moving at a fucking clip.
That had to hurt.
The gator is moving.
That just had to hurt. Had to hurt. I don't care what.
The cop has no intention of getting in that water either.
Fuck no.
No, you out of your mind? Yeah, you must be out of your mind.
What percentage of Louisiana is swampland?
A lot. Most. I mean, it's just it's
As I said, that's one state I've never been to, so I don't have any.
Listen, I love Cajun people. I love the people from Louisiana. I really, really do.
I love my boudin.
I love my boudin. Great cooks, great people, salt of the earth.
30 to 40% of Louisiana's land is wetlands.
And the other 70% ain't real dry. Okay, so
some sources estimate roughly 40%, 2.5 million acres of wetlands.
What is the Google what the tallest port, like what's the tallest elevation in Louisiana? It's probably 4 feet above sea level, maybe 10 at the most, and that's an overpass because that's man-made. So it is. Louisiana is just
Driscoll Mountain.
Oh, mountain. Where's that?
Louisiana has
Bienville Parish in the northern part of the state, 535 feet above.
Amazing. Northern part of the state. The rest of the state.
I think Mount Washington's higher than that.
And it goes probably. It goes down. It's a great state for food. I love visiting, and I love the food there. But
Ohio's highest point is 1,500.
It is a different topography down there. If you've ever driven, like Jason said, he drove across Pontchartrain.
Yeah, that was just unnerving on a motorcycle,
on a bike,
unnerving.
And I've made the drive from Houston to Louisiana. Most of it's.
You got to make sure you got a full tank of gas before you get on that thing.
Not a whole lot of exits.
Yeah, and
is there any? There's no exits on that.
No,
is there? Well, once you're on, you're committed.
Yeah, you're going. And then you got to wait. You got to be ready for the fucking wind blasts that come from, either right to left or left to right. Because it's just, it'll shake, and it's 2 lanes this way, 2 lanes that way.
But it's a great place to go eat. People love going to New Orleans.
Louisiana, New Orleans Fire Department have overtime details during Mardi Gras, where they go in the morning. At like 4 a.m. and spray the streets down to get all the puke and piss and shit
poo
down into the fucking gutters.
Yep. But it's like I said, it's a neat place. I highly suggest everybody. And I've never had a bad meal there. Never had a bad. They know how to cook. Damn good cooks. But I ain't going for the weather.
New Orleans is fun. It is fun as hell.
Going for the weather.
Get rid of that guy.
Sorry,
I'm cleaning up.
Every state has its pluses and minuses.
Oh, sure.
But I couldn't imagine, again, getting back to our original discussion, people settled there in the 40s. They built the Higgins PT boats were built in New Orleans. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Higgins, not only PT boats, every landing craft used in World War II came from
built
Higgins.
In Louisiana?
Built in Louisiana.
Wow.
By Andrew Higgins and his factories down in the swampland of Louisiana, very close to New Orleans. And
think they had air conditioning?
They did not.
What were those conditions?
Horrific. And
how were they able to build anything then? With the heat,
dude, they worked.
My God, the heat.
Maybe they worked at night when it's only
maybe
80 degrees.
It's only 80.
Back when men were men.
Yeah, they were tough, different breed. And I don't know if you realize this when maybe we mentioned on the show before. The landing craft we've all seen Private Ryan, right? When the ramp drops, they run off the boat. Do you know what those boats are made of?
They're not made of steel.
Aluminum? I'm guessing.
Plywood. They're made of plywood.
No shit.
They're made of mahogany plywood made by Andrew Higgins. And the only part that was metal was the front ramp. The sides, everything else, wood.
Plywood.
Those are wooden boats.
Probably weight considerations.
Fabrication, weight, the whole. They weren't meant to be warships. They were just meant to
they were meant to
troops.
Get up on the beach,
and
the front drops down. You run right out on the beach.
So even a fairly like a German machine gun would go right through the sides.
Yeah.
So if you were caught in crossfire, it was hell on earth. But just a different time. I can't imagine being around without air conditioning. Now you go down there, everything's air conditioned. It's like people from space. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I think the first colonists on the moon are going to be from Houston or New Orleans because they're used to not going outside. They're like, yeah, fuck it. I'm not going outside. Right?
Let's hear from our sponsor real quick.
Every 2 minutes, a child enters foster care in America. Behind each statistic is a face, a story, and often a heartbreaking message. It's not my fault. The Varner Foundation for Children and Families was created in 2020 to change this reality. They don't just raise awareness about the foster care crisis, they take action. When local agencies can't meet a child's need, the Varner Foundation steps in. From providing essential resources to foster families to supporting children who've experienced trauma, they're building a network of hope. Every donation, every partnership, every act of support creates ripples of healing in a child's life. These aren't just statistics, they're futures being restored. One child at a time. Visit varnerfoundation.org and be the difference in a child's life, where 100% of all donations go directly to families in need. 100%. Because every child deserves to know you matter, you're valued, and it's not your fault.
Possible.
You must have heard me talking about that this morning.
Did you? I didn't hear you.
I did. Well, let me ask you this: Are you, Pappas? Are you assuaged now that we've heard from people like Gavin Newsom and Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi that the election in California was as pure as the wind-driven snow? Hey, look. I know it's taken over a week to get all the votes counted,
They're
but
still counting.
You know, there's no fraud. There's no fraud going on here.
Well, but
I find it interesting that the moment the Democrat candidate gets ahead, this Nithya Raman, who's a council member, the moment she gets ahead, they declare the election to be a done deal.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, she was
where she had already
crying.
conceded. She had already
was
conceded.
crying. She was in tears.
She conceded.
She said, "I love. Thank you all so much. I lost. Blah blah blah."
Yep.
And now she's in the runoff.
Well, there's a term that's been now coined. You know, phones are scary things. We were talking about Higgins boats and popped up on my feed. There's Higgins boats right there.
Well,
the
it's
phone is always
it's
listening.
monitoring.
Big brother.
You cheeky bastard. I mean, the new verb out there is you've been pratted. And that means when you've been screwed out of something that you won.
Yep.
Dude, I'm kind of stunned. They said that, Dan, you might have been talking about it. I think you were.
I was talking about it today.
You could not only does a postmark count
with
for
my
the
friend
date.
Cheryl Chumley from the Washington
That's right,
Times.
Cheryl Chumley. And
Isn't she great?
she was great.
She's awesome. I like
She
her.
carried the interview. The thing is that sorry.
You knew it was coming.
I like to let my guests shine.
They shone. You could write the date by hand. You could just write, "Hey, I wrote this. I wrote this last week. You know, this is."
Give me 2 or 3 days after the election.
Right.
What was the date? November 6th.
What
Yeah, let me write
date's
that
supposed
down.
to be on here, and I'll write the date. By the way, no, but anyway, so I feel terrible. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think he's. I mean, he's got a case for maybe taking legal action. I'm not sure, but I will say this: you know, when the news lady,
But what they do, but they've made it legal in California
Right,
to do what they do.
And we brought that up
understand,
that the
but,
states
you know,
control.
so
but how
the
they
states
let they let that type of process
go.
get legalized. It's
That's
fucking-
what happens when you have one party control.
And the lady
Yeah,
sits
for
there and
so
looks at Trump, and she's like, "Where?" And this is when she really started losing her shit. Where's your proof? Where? Well, how about mathematics? Because what I've learned in my life, you know, the one thing that doesn't lie is mathematics. It's zeros and ones, and you got your ones, you got your zeros, and
Before you know it, you got a computer.
but you know, mathematics is the one truth. You can't fudge mathematics. And when one person after the election, and it's trending one way, and you know, statistics are what they are, and then mathematically there's an impossible result, or the numbers are impossible mathematically, statistically, that is on its own face evidence, is it not?
I believe it is. And the thing is, when you look at a lot of times you don't look at, and you know this from all the elections you've been involved in, you look at percentages. You don't look at raw numbers. You look at percentages.
You look at percentages.
And so as the votes came in on election day, you had Mayor Karen Bass, who was consistently getting right around 30% of the vote. Then you had Spencer Pratt, who was consistently getting right around, I want to say 23, 24% of the vote.
I was going to say 24, yeah.
Yeah, and then you had this Nithya Raman, the city council member, who was below 20%.
way below.
You know, 15, 16, 7, whatever the case may be. on a consistent basis. Then, so here's the real anomaly, I think. Then the extra ballots start coming in, right? As they go from the days on after the election.
The really late ballots.
Then she starts getting near 40% of the vote in some cases. And then you've got Karen Bass, who is actually trending below her. And then you've got Spencer Pratt, whose vote totals dropped off about 9%. So you've got Karen Bass, her vote totals dropped off about 3% as those extra ballots came in. You got Spencer Pratt, whose vote totals dropped off about 9%.
Fucking bushels and bushels of fucking ballots.
And then but her totals are the only ones that go up.
Right.
How does that is what is statistically
impossible. And I mean,
that just doesn't happen like that.
And that on its face is evidence.
Yeah.
That on its own is shit. But for a reporter to say because Trump commented on that. He says, what's going on out there is this, what happened to me. And he says,
and Kristen Walker says, what's your evidence? You haven't sent any evidence.
That is the evidence. If she was a true reporter, she'd be able to see objectively. That is the evidence. And, today's a big day. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember or realize, guess what's happening today? They're voting where? Where are they voting?
Maine.
Oh, is this Maine? Is this
Plattner?
This is
Mr. Nazi tattoo
der Führer, whatever you say. I mean, Plattner is on the ballot.
Mr. Oyster Farmer.
I'm just an oyster farmer. I went to an $80,000 a year school, but I'm an oyster farmer. The guy, and I saw someone on my feed. I was like, I showed a picture. Remember when they had a shirtless picture of Hegseth and he has the Jerusalem cross on his chest?
Yeah.
They go, that's a white supremacist symbol.
Oh,
yeah. It's because they're fucking ignorant.
And then because they are ignorant. They
KKK, whatever the case.
And it's not. It's a symbol from the Crusades. Learn your history.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
But at the end of the day, they show Plattner with the SS skull and crossbones. I didn't know what that was. Dude, that is directly from an SS helmet, SS uniform, SS symbol. That is and some lady on my feed said, well, that's not actually a Nazi symbol. I'm like, excuse me.
Well, the one thing, and
point
Jason,
of order.
I want to get your take on this. The one thing that Plattner said that just rings totally false with me. Look, I don't have a tattoo on my body, but our buddy Jason here has a fair amount of ink.
A few.
I mean, you've got a few tattoos. The notion that he would say,
where's your most private tattoo?
And the notion that he would say and expect people to believe
it says WY
that
welcome to Jamaica. Have a nice day.
He actually said that I got this tattoo and I really didn't know what it meant. When someone says that, what is the likelihood that is even remotely
that is
true?
bullshit.
You're a moron.
You're a moron.
You're a moron
because
it's bullshit.
That symbol.
How many people have tattoos? They can tell you about every single tattoo on their body and why they got it, they got it, and what it means.
My very first one's the wolf on my back that I regret. That's my 18-year-old tattoo, but it's a picture of a fucking wolf, right?
From that movie, from the Blades of Glory.
No,
movie?
it looks like a fucking husky that I had to get fucking touched up to make it look like a wolf.
Did you ever see that movie?
But I have a fucking regret about that one, but it doesn't have anything fucking offensive. Anything about it outside of its look.
Do you have a tattoo of me anywhere on your body?
No, that's in the works.
It's so hot.
It's going to be a butthole.
Then you'll have more than one.
Right around the sphincter.
Pappas will be
every time he takes his shit, it comes right out of your mouth.
Pappas will be my chocolate starfish. but no, like every other tattaoo. So I've got fire department tattoos. I've got a portrait of my father and his death date with a cross. Oh my God, I have a cross.
White supremacist.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
Well, but my point, Dan's point is, you go in right, and you're like, hey, draw me something.
Unless you're fucking woo girl in New Orleans going, oh, I want that heart. Yeah. Put that heart right here on the middle of my back.
But you go in and you pick from a design. You say, this is what I want. Yeah. And the guy doesn't just freehand it. He's usually just, doing it from a picture or whatever design.
And most good tattoo artists will question you.
You sure you want this?
So, like this one, the portrait of my dad, I had to like almost go through an interview process to fucking get it. Like, why do you want it? What's it mean? Give me a backstory. And then he, got it drawn up.
Yeah, the Trump. I'm not getting a tattoo. I'm not, because they had to shave the hair.
There for the rest.
Well, no, they had to shave the hair. It's just a whole process.
It's a whole deal.
And I'm not
it's a
doing
deal.
that. And then you got to walk around with a big shave spot.
But no, any good tattoo. But there's a lot of shitty tattoo artists out there. But any good tattoo artist, that's who I'm going to anyway. But would be like, bro, are you sure you want that fucking symbol on you?
The guy saying he didn't know what it was. Look,
so he has not claimed that he did this on a drunken night out on the town with his military buddies. I think he was in the Marine Corps, and so I commend him for his service and all that. But the idea that you would have that tattoo on your chest, like right there, and then claim, well, I really didn't know what it was. It's just complete and utter bullshit.
And when Hegseth was pulled on the carpet, he fucking educated. No, this is what this tattoo fucking means.
Yeah, and I know.
Like immediately. I mean, he just started educating, like, you fucking idiots.
So that primary is today. I'm not getting a tattoo on my neck.
Oh, you'd look good with a neck tattoo.
I'm not getting a neck tattoo. Okay. So we'll see.
You too could carry a knife.
What we'll see what happens. I mean, the best part of all is the party that, and I find it just ironic, hilarious, whatever, telling. The party that's like, you're a bunch of fascists, you're a Nazi, is actually supporting a guy that has a frickin' SS tattoo on his chest. I'm sorry if you don't find that rich. And then they interviewed a bunch of people and they're like, well, I could kind of overlook it because it doesn't matter what he did then, it's now. And I'm like, okay, I suppose so. But you're still the same people that look at Trump or a Republican. So you're like, you're a bunch of Nazis, you're a bunch of fascists. I'm like, this guy has pretty much branded himself. I mean, you got to take his word for it that he's got some issues. And I keep bringing up George Santos. The Republicans booted him out of the party. The Democrats, they don't have a problem with this guy. They're like, hey, we think he's our best choice to win, and we're going to support him.
But, okay. This brings me back around to the one thing.
Well, keep it with Plattner for a second, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I saw this earlier. I didn't pull it, but Genevieve McDonald, once a Maine state rep who worked briefly as Plattner's campaign director last year, warned in an op-ed in the Washington Post on Monday, Graham Plattner is not someone who would be good for Maine or for the country. And this is somebody that worked
for him,
yeah, hand in hand.
Clearly a Republican plan.
Well, she's the one that is saying that she gave the interview to, and I guess her and some other girls.
Oh, to the Post?
Gave the interview to the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal. And she said that, I guess, both of those publications misrepresented their positions on Plattner, sort of soft pedaled the whole thing, and didn't print the most serious allegations that she or the other girls had to say about this guy. So,
and she said, while she overlooked his Nazi link tattoo and possible cheating scandal, McDonald said in the piece titled, "I know firsthand why Graham Plattner shouldn't be a U.S. senator," that she could not ignore how he, in quotes, he exhibits a pattern of dishonest behavior, and she ultimately quit like just after 2 months.
Yeah, well, she's a whistleblower, and they're attacking her. They're attacking her credibility now. I
was one of Plattner's campaign's first gaslighting casualties.
I mean, how many times have we been lectured to about whistleblowers, especially when they benefit those on the left?
That they are the seriousness of the allegations. You got to believe
to be put on a pedestal and held in high self-esteem. But this whole episode brings me back to the thing that I say repeatedly: is that the agenda trumps everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It trumps truth. It trumps fact. It trumps Nazism, because all Democrats want is power, and the power to pursue their agenda. So as long as you are,
the ends justify the means.
Yeah, as long as you are, an acolyte or someone that an operative or an apparatchik that can help further the agenda, then you are in good standing with the Democrat Party, no matter what you do.
Yeah.
No matter who you are, no matter what your ideology is or what you believe, it doesn't matter.
No.
So if at some point Plattner falls out of favor with who's ever controlling the Democrat Party these days, he'll be out in a minute. He'll be kicked to the curb.
Once his usefulness is
he and they'll have whatever reason or excuse to get him out of there. But for now, they think he can win. They think he can further their pursuit of power, and that's why he's in good standing with the Democrats.
Falk is exactly right. Falk posted, yet, I mean, I remember during the convention, they kept showing Elon Musk pointing up, and they're like, he's doing the Nazi salute. Well, this guy,
I've seen multiple pictures of that guy doing the same thing.
This guy has a Nazi tattoo and has been giving that kind of pointed with the open hand, Sieg Heil, and
just like Zoran Mondani.
Yeah, and I'm like, look, where's the press having just some semblance of consistency here?
Where's Kristen Welker on that one?
Yeah, where's your proof? How about this? But, I mean, whatever. We'll see what happens. It's going to make it interesting. It's going to make it really interesting. The other thing I found interesting, bringing it down to a local level for a bit, I was watching TV, and it's only what is this now? June 11th, 9th?
June 9th.
Okay. Well, the campaign ads for the November elections have started already, so it's going to be a really long campaign. But they got the guy. I'm Sherrod Brown. I got a really gravelly voice.
Oh my God.
I'm fighting for you. Whatever you talk. So I did some research. Do you want to know how long? Do you want to know when Sherrod Brown was first elected?
1974.
75.
Yeah, a long time ago.
Sherrod Brown has been in public office since 1975.
I don't think he's ever had a private sector job, has he?
And this is the guy that's portraying himself as he's like, we don't need these Washington. Well, I forget what he said, but he's like, he's an outsider. I'm like, dude, you were in office before a lot of these people were even born, and you're portraying yourself as an outsider.
You laid bricks at some of the buildings that are standing there right now.
I'm like, you can't get away with that. But
you didn't lay bricks. That would involve work.
But in today's world, like, you're going to elect Plattner, right? And they might. And the truth doesn't matter anymore. It's all messaging.
Bricks was a metaphor.
Who's
okay. I understand.
Who can be used, like Dan said, they're all tools.
They built the buildings around them.
And shame on the vote. If we had I'm trying to have a political show here, but if we had a smarter,
of course you are.
If we had a smarter populace, this wouldn't be tolerated. The sad thing is, we just don't. People don't do their homework.
That's why negative ads work, and hopefully they'll be coming out against Amy. Did you see the
Bosco said his old ass sat behind Abe Lincoln in high school?
Did you see the Channel 4 Columbus hit piece on Vivek?
I did not. About what? Okay. About him moving his business?
About I guess during the Wuhan, he was the CEO of his biotech company, and somehow they got a hold of a phone conversation that he had, and he was talking about testing people for the Wuhan, and he was talking about, and if you remember this, when the Wuhan was going on, this is when the vaccines were first starting to come out, and I guess he was involved in a company that profited off the vaccines from the government, which I guess is how he wound up. He was already rich before then, but he made a lot of money during the Wuhan because of the business that he was involved in, and they had a clip of him on a phone conversation where he was talking about people who have had the illness already have a natural immunity, and he was talking about these people should be allowed to return to the workforce, and he was talking about people who haven't need to be tested. And I guess, need to be, figured out whether or not they're candidates for the vaccine. But what he was saying was making total sense, because there was a period of time when there was an argument about people that had got the Wuhan, come through it on the other side, much like our friend Jason here. And so your body builds up natural antibodies,
whether you needed a vaccine or not.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so did you need the vaccine? And he was suggesting that people who have had the disease should be allowed to return to normal life.
Right. Not the lockdown.
Yeah, and people who haven't had it, these are the ones who need to be tested.
What's the
screened, whatever.
controversy there?
Well, to me, that sounds like a totally reasonable position.
How did they spin it?
But the position of, if you remember, of many on the left was that everyone, whether you've had the Wuhan or not, needs to get the vaccine,
and not just once.
Oh yeah, multiple. Yeah, multiple.
I mean, if
times.
one is good,
but somehow
you get your 2 rounds, then you get your booster.
They were equating this. They were like showing, well, here's what Amy Acton said during, and so he's criticizing. Amy Acton is being criticized for what she said and the positions that she took during the Wuhan, because she was the health director in the state of Ohio at the time.
Not only,
I legitimately think that was my mother's downfall, because she was older up in age.
Yeah.
She paid attention to her doctor and went and got the shots, the boosters, everything else, and her health declined like that.
Yeah,
dude, I got a buddy. Listen, not to get too much personal with somebody else, I won't tell you who it is. I got a buddy at a gym as a doctor, okay, and did not want to get the vaccine, did not want to get the vaccine at all, and had to because he's working in the health industry.
His job depended on it.
Right, got the vaccine. Just he's on disability because the vaccine totally messed with his immune system, kicked everything off. And I'm not going to get too specific on it, but
the
guys,
there were adverse effects.
There was adverse reaction to the vaccine. He had no choice, had to get it, or else he was going to be fired. And what's his recourse?
No, he has no recourse.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Nope.
And Amy Acton was the one saying he had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
She was the health director. She would march out there every day, and people may not know who we're talking about, but she's now a candidate because the Democrats, like Dan said, found another useful tool to be used in their quest for power. She has no political experience. She's never held political office. What she did do was, because of Mike DeWine appointing her as his health director, she walked out every day with Mike DeWine, and they would have a press conference. I forget what time it was, but it was always, everybody was glued to it there for weeks and weeks. And she would say, you know what, the numbers, we just need 2 more weeks to flatten this curve. We need to flatten the curve. Remember that?
Flatten the curve.
Flatten the curve. And she would march out and she'd say, okay, well, you can do this. You can, but maintain your 6-foot distance. And she had a lab coat on as some sort of display of authority. And turns out that 90% of the shit she said was incorrect, as was Dr. Fauci, who's still walking and breathing public air, which pisses me off.
Should be.
How is that guy not locked up?
Publicly.
And I think that history will look back, and everyone forgets about the COVID era. Everyone just puts it aside. They're like, oh yeah,
I haven't forgotten about it.
I'm never going to forget about it. And I'll tell you something else. As a business owner,
Dan refuses to say the C word.
No, he says
the
Wuhan. And I don't. And you early on, if you posted that on social media, it was from Wuhan. Deplatformed.
Oh shit, we might get it. I'm curious.
Because
this might get taken down,
and I hope it does, because I will go angry on that one. And the thing is, it's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that it did come from there. The question that no one wants to talk to was it intentional?
It came from China.
But I mean, look, and now the Democrats have said this is the person we want to lead the state of Ohio, and there's a sizable chunk of people out there that think that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I'm like, you got to be out of your freaking cotton picking mind. And I'm going to make it my crusade that the woman happens to be a woman. I wouldn't vote for Fauci for shit either. But, this person cannot be put in a position of authority. She has already demonstrated shitty judgment with her reaction to the virus, the outbreak here. And to Jason's point, had we just done the commonsensical thing and put, had those restrictions and or precautions for people that were at risk, your elderly, your health compromised people, they should have been protected. It showed clearly, especially the youth, the younger children were virtually immune to this, and yet we treated everybody the same. It was one size fits all, and we're going to pay for that a long time. And through birth rates, we've seen how people from that didn't want to have kids.
Well,
number of things.
Let's be honest. In my personal opinion, you guys can agree,
and it's all opinion,
agree or disagree, but we were part of a war game.
Yeah, no, I think
that we were the test subjects
Society
and gave them exactly what they wanted.
I can't disagree with that. They wanted
Jesse
to see.
Waters showed the video on that. Did you see that?
I did not see that, but I truly believe it was a case study.
I saw a great fucking, and I don't know who fucking posted it. It wasn't a meme or anything, but it was. Isn't it amazing how they were talking about the hantavirus as the next thing? As soon as it got bad ratings, it just went away.
Oh yeah,
completely gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
They
right?
said viruses just don't pack up their bags when they're not getting the attention that they want. It's like that is so fucking perfect and true.
A great case study for
because
this.
the American people were not biting on it.
Yeah, they're like
this time.
They're
around.
like eat a bag of dicks, dude.
Fuck you. I'm gonna do my own thing.
And yet we were described, the people that questioned, the people that even asked, why. You were the bad guys. You were the crazy.
You were the weirdo.
Yeah.
You're the weirdo. You need to be in a camp somewhere. They need to close your business down. They need to arrest you. You need to be. You can't. I remember the governor of Gretch the Wretch. She was like, oh, we might restrict travel to northern Michigan.
Oh yeah, you couldn't put your boat out on the lake.
Oh no,
but yet or your jet ski. But her husband
only if it had a motor. Because
for
somehow
God's
the
sake.
motor put you at bigger risk.
Huh.
So you were allowed to put a canoe, a kayak, or if you had the wherewithal to blow, if you were a good blower, you could put your sailboat on the fucking lake, and that was okay. But if you went to a boat ramp with a motorized boat, buddy,
that was for boat.
Fucked.
Yeah, that was
You're fucked. And the other
you're
thing
a Wuhan spreader.
The other thing she said, because I remember sitting in my driveway, she goes, well, we're going to restrict your, if you have property, we may not allow you to travel up there. I'm like, well, you know what? My tax bill says that I got every fucking right to travel wherever the fuck I want. And you can kiss my big fat Greek hairy ass. Because I'll tell you right now, and I posted about it, and the newspaper picked up on the newspaper, like, Mr. Pappas, and because they love the newspaper. And they always
look how much fun. I mean, what you're saying right there. Look how much fun the Democrats and the left were having while all this was going on.
Oh, they're power.
I remember Amy Acton talking one time, and she was being interviewed. She was giggling because, it's so wonderful because no one ever listens to us. We tell people what to do, and they never listen. And now we have she was drunk with power.
Oh yeah,
she had power that she had never experienced before,
and it went right to her head.
Yeah, and so
Mike DeWine allowed it,
and it was, and there were so many others just like her that were in those positions, especially Fauci took it to the whole
and it's shame
beyond
and
the
listen,
stratosphere.
And let's be fair, let's be totally fair. This happened under Donald Trump because he didn't know, he was bombarded on all
he let
sides.
it get out of control,
and he
but
put
it
Fauci
went to
in
another
charge.
level in the Biden administration.
No question.
Because the Biden administration used this to trample on our First Amendment rights, tell people, tell the big tech companies, the Twitters at the time and Facebook and all the social media companies what they could and they could not post.
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember.
And doctors were threatened with their livelihood.
Do you guys remember? You could go. Well, I don't know if it was like I remember that.
Trump was never against hydroxychloroquine.
No,
because hydroxychloroquine. But as soon as Biden got in there, you weren't. If you were a doc, I can't tell you how many times I wanted to interview doctors and talk about the Wuhan and because I'm reading all this stuff about hydroxychloroquine works and it's a safe drug.
Oh no,
I couldn't even get doctors to come on my show because they were threatened with being attacked and their livelihood being attacked.
And
if they would just come on a radio show and talk about what they knew about.
Do you remember what they said about Trump? When Trump said something about bleach, and they go, he wants to inject himself with bleach, and they made a big deal about that, right? Remember that? And that's not what he was talking about.
I'll never forget that morning.
But I mean, look, I think Jason's exactly right. This was a trial run, and they hit it out of the park, and they wanted to know, what it would take to just control people. And look how poor, much to our own dismay, look how poorly we behaved. Because if you dared, I remember very well, I was a victim of this. I'm not that I'm a victim, but I mean, if you dared to step out of line, you were going to be crushed by the machine, and you were crushed if you did things that were against their mandates. And, we're going to pay a heavy price for this
Oh,
forever.
it divided the country even more than
It's still divided.
others. Yeah.
It's still divided.
Yes.
And then I call them the mask holes, the people that they were better than everybody else. If one
I
mask,
saw someone today. I forget
you
were I
really?
was, but they had the mask and the
maybe they
gloves
were
on
just
it.
ugly and they just didn't know how to handle it.
Maybe.
I mean, look, for some people, I got to be honest with you. For some people, especially a lot of the leftists out there that are on social media, that some of them stalk my page here locally. I got to be honest with you. If I had a mug like yours, I'd probably wear 2 fucking masks. I might wear a whole freaking paper bag because you so ugly.
I knew that's where you were going.
So the mask,
Oh,
the
my
mask
God.
is anything that covers up that fugly mug. Is an improvement. But hey, time will show what the next thing is going to be. They tried the hantavirus. You said that didn't work.
Yeah, fuck that.
I think that going forward, people are going to be like, you know what? Fool me once, shame on you.
Shame on me.
Shoot me twice, shame on me. So
Fool me once, shame on you.
we'll
Fool
see
me
what
twice,
happens.
shame on me.
I don't, and actually that's scary because there will be a virus and there will be danger. And the scary thing is that people are going to be like, oh, screw you. And that's their fault, not our fault. Because then when something does serious comes around, we might not have the appropriate reaction. But
And
that's
then before
because
you know it, it's a zombie apocalypse.
I'm ready.
Bring
it on.
There we go.
Bring it on.
Not
All
sure.
right.
Not
That was
sure
fun.
when we're coming back. Hopefully, maybe Friday or Saturday. I'm just tossing it out, but we'll figure it out.
Maybe Friday.
Saturday I could remote in.
Okay.
Friday.
We'll we'll figure that out. But hey, guys,
What's
thanks.
today? Today's Tuesday.
Today's
Today's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
You got your Tuesday.
We appreciate you guys being here. Remember,
Dan's
tell a
gonna be
friend,
up
hit the
early
like
tomorrow.
button.
Don't vote for the Nazi.
Don't
Hey,
vote for
yeah,
the Nazi.
we should probably we're gonna have the election results. We'll see who's up.
So we'll get something together. We'll get our schedules together, but we'll be back in a couple days. But we love you guys. We appreciate the support and
I
keep
missed
it up.
513 today.
I know.
Missed
He
it.
wasn't
It was
here.
An easy show.
Hit the like button.
Sorry. Pound that like button. Pound it.
it.
Pound it.
We'll see you guys soon. Everybody have a good week.
Pound it like.